Hello and a warm welcome to the next module on your MBA journey, Managing Operations and the Supply Chain, Strong 46. My name is Liam Fassam. I'm a Senior Lecturer of Supply Chain Management at the University of Northampton. I, along with a colleague of mine, Kurt Liu, Lecturer in Operations Management, will be with you this Friday the 22nd and Saturday the 23rd to partake in the workshops. I thought it prudent to do a little desk video beforehand to navigate Nile, show you some of the things that we will be doing, give you some pre-reading, and just a very short discussion on some of the outcomes that we can expect for this upcoming weekend. So first and foremost, how do you contact us? Well, standard format on Nile, contacts, and you will see here my email, my office desk number. I will give you my Skype details on the Friday. I don't have them in here, and I will also update this section now after this call. I also have Twitter up here at Liam Fassam. Please do feel free to follow me. I impart quite a lot of information on there to do with supply chain and have quite an extensive follower list. All right, moving back to the workshop. You will notice on the left-hand side a couple of elements pertaining to module materials. Now this one here, module materials, is all of the supporting slide decks, information, detail for the course module core text. And that core text is Operations Management 7th edition by Slack. Now we're not going to go through all of these on the Friday and Saturday. It would be an impossibility to cram all that in, and I would get a very sore throat and it would add absolutely no value. This is purely there to support you with your self-study on the module as you work through the remainder of the 14 weeks post the module sessions this weekend. The one that we'll be using on Friday and Saturday is this one here, Workshop and Supplementary Materials. And inside here you will see there are 5 different items in here. A model assignment. This is by no means prescriptive. This is just to give you an indication of what a good assignment looks like. Some supplementary materials on operations management. The program agenda. A Harvard referencing guide, which we'll go through in more detail on the workshop itself. And in here, the workshop materials that you will see that you can read through now ahead of Friday and Saturday sessions. You also may have noted that I sent out an announcement at the last week it was actually welcoming you to this workshop and giving you an agenda for the 2 days. I'll just go for that now. Friday the 22nd of January on 9 o'clock till 9:30 we'll have a welcome session where we'll grab a cup of coffee. You can get to know me and I'll get to know you, and we can have a chat about your journey on the MBA thus far, answer any questions or queries, and just general chit chat. We'll then get into the bones of the day, which will comprise 3 main modules on ops management, strategy and globalized supply chain. Drawing to a close will be between 3 and 4, where we will look at assignment 1 in greater detail. And what I want us to do here is get into groups and start doing the prep for assignment 1. On the 23rd, pretty much more of the same in the morning. We'll follow the same format. Half an hour, sort of welcome back and questions you would have had the whole evening to digest assignment 1. So no doubt there'll be something there for all of us to discuss. And then again, we've got 3 sections during the day on people, process, technology, fraud, risk and resilience, and inventory. Form follows function. We will do what we did the previous day, except this time we'll be looking at assignment 2. And we'll get in groups, we'll start doing the assignment prep and giving you a steer towards some of the elements that you should be putting in there and will need to be putting in there. And then we will finish off the day 4 to 4:30 with a review and open session, which is anything that you've come across on Nile, any of the materials that you don't understand, want me to go back over, anything to do with assignments. That's what that time is for. Now I will stress that although it says 4:30 finished, It's not predicted. We will be around after that time, so don't feel that you need to get all questions. If it takes us an hour, then we will use an hour. You will also have seen today an announcement released with some pre-reading. Is the first one from The Guardian, and that's looking at supply chain audits, failure to detect abuses. This is all looking at the fabulous audit trails and holistic supply chains, and can you really know what's going on everywhere in the supply chain? So I need to take a look through that and formulate your own views on that. And the second article is about Thailand's slave ships. According to this article, they're on the retreat, they're reducing in numbers. It was only before Christmas I read a very interesting report which stated that slave ships in the seafood industry are becoming more prominent. 2 weeks later, they're getting less prominent. Is this because they're not there? Are they being hidden? Or the aforementioned article, are we not auditing them correctly? Third article is from Supply Management here. They are the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supplies web magazine. Great article here on modern slavery by Dan Ustergaard. This is an act that was brought into the UK the latter part of 2015, where any business with a value or turnover, of over 36 million needs to eradicate modern slavery across its whole supply chain. Now, firstly, 36 million is a small business, and any business has troubles having full visibility and traceability of the supply chain. So again, I want us to think about that in our workshops. I want us to start thinking about visibility, traceability, risk and resilience. Which brings us to our last piece of pre-reading, which is the Allianz Risk Barometer for 2014, and we are going to concentrate on areas 6, 8 and 9, which make up 37% of global business risk. And it's all related to fraud, crime, theft, corruption, brand, all sorts of lovely, wonderful, risky supply chain shocks. Again, arguably related to the previous 3 articles as well. So I'd like you to have a look through that pre-reading. It's all to do with fraud, it's all to do with risk, it's all to do with resilience, which is pretty much what you need to know to manage the supply chain. And I want you to think about those areas and your businesses and your supply chains. You may not think you have a supply chain in your business because you might work in finance, for example, but every business has a supply chain. Finance has a supply chain of money, and arguably they're more exposed to risk than anyone else with some of the things we've seen with markets. If you work in the shipping industry, clearly you're in the supply chain industry. If you work in the service industry, hoteliers, you're still in the supply chain industry. So have a think about fraud, risk and resilience in a supply chain context. They will formulate quite large parts of assignment 1 and assignment 2. They will be part of your assignment preps on the Friday and on the Saturday. And please do bring some other elements of information that you find out there on the great interweb. Anything you want. Get out there, get researching, get reading, and let's start debating on Friday and Saturday. So I think I'll leave it there. In the meantime, if you have any questions, you got email, you can get on with me on Skype, or you can give me a shout on Twitter. I wish you some good fun with the pre-reading. I wish you a safe journey, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Let's have some fun, engaging, and good time. Speak to you soon.